Authentic, unapologetic, no edits, no cap. Let the convo begin. No cap.
Podcast where sports and convos collide. I am your host, Fredo.
I'm your host, O-Dog, a.k.a. O.
And I'm your man, B-Dubs. It's my first time. Hopefully it's not my last time. What's up?
What's up, family, man? How y'all doing today?
Chilling. What's good with it?
Man, everything's good, man. No complaints, man. Hey, B-Dubs, man, you finally made it with us tonight, bro.
Finally made it, man. You know, I've been following y'all for months. And you know what? Let me just tell y'all keep me going while I'm writing my papers. I'm listening to the commentary. I enjoy it, man. The interviews are definitely on point, man. And I'm going to make sure that I get people to subscribe and follow because this might be one of the realest sports talk shows. I don't care nothing about Stephen A. or Skip or Shannon and none of them. You know what I'm saying? I would rather listen and watch a real sports show. And I guess that's why they call it No Cap.
No
That's
cap.
what I'm talking about. That's
There
what
you
I'm
go,
talking about,
B-Dub.
man. Definitely, man. We
That's what's
appreciate the kind words, bro. And yeah, to answer your question, this won't be your last time, man.
I
think I can
appreciate it. I
speak on
appreciate
behalf
that.
of my homie right there, my podcast brother, O Dizzle. So look here, man. We ain't not gonna even go. I'm sorry. What you about to say, fam?
I wasn't saying nothing. I'm
Yeah, man,
ready
we
to
not
go
gonna even
ahead.
waste this time, man.
We got a lot to talk about.
Yeah,
Shit.
we got a
What's
lot.
happening?
We got a lot to talk about it, man. So look here, man. Without further ado, man, let's go ahead and get to it, man. We had the men's and women's college basketball championship. We about to do a recap on that, man. Starting with the women's first, man. That was an epic game, man, between Iowa and South Carolina the other day, man. I just want to get you guys' perspective on it, man. Starting with you, B-Dub.
Okay, so first of all, I'm not even gonna mention the old girl's name because I'm tired of hearing her name. And I'm from South Carolina. The whole focus should be on them Gamecocks. I got tired of seeing that girl. You know, the Gamecocks win the championship, and then they follow an old girl to the locker room. What are we doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, she's a great shooter, great scorer, but she went to the finals twice and lost twice. You know who she is? She's Charles Barkley. She one of the best to ever do it without a ring. I don't want to hear nothing about her until she get to the WNBA floor. Great player, but that young lady, Raven Johnson, locked her down in the second half. That steal right before the half took Iowa whole heart. And so I just want to give the Gamecock, even though I'm a Clemson Tiger, I'm gonna still give props where they do. We should be focusing on the Gamecocks and the undefeated season that they have and the job that Don Staley did instead of crying about old girl that she didn't win a championship. She didn't win. Okay, so what? Let's celebrate the Gamecocks.
Hey, man, let me tell you something, man. That's what you call a hot take right there. That's a serious hot take right there. I ain't mad at you. What you got, O?
I mean, he pretty much said everything. B-Dub said everything. I personally, if I want to talk about the championship game, I don't think you supposed to end it with no call like that. I think that's terrible. I think it was a great game. The UConn game. I mean, the game prior to the championship game. I apologize.
Right.
The UConn game and the other game. I thought that was good. I love how they were competing, and then for that call to be made without even letting them get a shot up. I mean, I thought that was.
I ain't like that either.
Yeah, I thought that was sort of, trying to get these ratings going, keep these ratings up, right? So it was what it was. But overall, South Carolina did what they were supposed to do, especially with them being down at first and then fight and then coming back.
Right.
I love what Don Staley said as far as giving the young lady her props, but also letting everybody know, hey, we are the national championships. And then I also the revenge tour. What the young lady did, like you said, she got to steal because Caitlin Clark was the main one waving her off like this last year. Remember in the game? So the fact that she went and picked her, you could tell her it was personal. It was definitely personal with them, as it should be, because they knocked, that was their last loss. So
Sure.
I thought it was a good game, very exciting, the whole tournament. I loved it. Thought it was good.
Yeah. My 2 cents, bros, man. That game was brought to you by Johnson & Johnson, and I'm talking about Raven Johnson and Tessa Johnson.
Correct.
I mean, Tessa was just on fire, man. She hit crucial threes in terms of situational moments throughout that whole entire game, man. And shout out to the freshman Tessa. And in terms of Raven, man, I'm like I said, man, she stuck to Caitlin like hot pants on the cheerleader. My brother O said last week, man, I said, how would you guard her, bro? He said, hey, Fredo, let me tell you something, man. I'm following her wherever she go. If she go to the bathroom, I'm going to the bathroom. If she order pizza, I'm going right with her to order pizza. And that's exactly what Raven Johnson did, man. Bottom line. And like I said, those two Johnson, I call them Johnson twins, man. They did their thing defensively and offensively, man. Tessa hitting key shots, man. I mean, come on, man. I mean, ice water in her veins, man. As a freshman, just to step up like that, bro. And then you look at that team in terms of last year, and I'm talking about South Carolina. Last year opposed to this year, it's night and day, especially from a shooting standpoint, because this year's team can shoot.
Yeah, that's why Dawn knew what she needed to do. She know she had to go get some shooters. That's why you bringing a young lady from Hawaii over there, and her, you know what she can do. She was shooting it. She knew what she was doing. She know what she needed. So they gotta. I look forward to them doing the same thing next year.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yep. So who you need to look for next year is that Malaysia for Wiley. She finna be Magic Johnson. She's nuts with the ball. I mean, she handles the ball. I mean, she young. I didn't see her make too many bad decisions, but the way she was handling the ball and the way she could look off people, and you know, she's got, you know, super good court vision. Y'all remember when she got the rebound and took 2 steps and fired that pass over to Tessa Johnson? I'm talking about cross court on a dime, and Tessa Johnson just went and drained that 3-point. For Wiley is going to be the next one.
Yeah, bro. You get no argument there from me, bro. Like I said, Don Staley has done a remarkable job when it comes to recruiting, man. And you look at that team; they bring that whole mob back, with the exception of Cardoza. I mean, come on, man. Then you don't know what Don gonna do in the transfer portal. I know a lot of people are talking about UConn next year because they were missing 5 of their key players, and they're all coming back. And then I think they got the #1 recruiting class and stuff like that. But of course, Paige Becker's coming back. But hey, man, Don can do it again, man. Don can do it.
I think the bottom line is we can all agree that women's basketball is here to stay, and it's not just. It wasn't just for. It's literally here to stay, and they are taking it to levels that these the former players, they can sit back and be proud that these young girls are doing what they're supposed to do.
Well said, bro. I mean, you're talking about what that game had, I think 18 million plus views, opposed to the men's championship game that had, I think, 14 or 15 million views. So, I mean, yeah, you're absolutely right. But let me ask you this, bro. So you're right, because they're in a healthy situation now, right? In terms of women's college basketball, you got Juju, you're right. You got Malaysia for Wiley, you got Paige Beckers, you got all these young stars and stuff like that. And I think Hallie Van Lith, I think she's transferring from LSU. We don't know where she's going, but you're right. That game, the game is healthy as ever. But would it translate to the WNBA? Because the reason why I want to ask you guys this, because I think they interviewed Diana Taurasi the other day. I think that her and Sue Bird had a show on ESPN. They was actually broadcasting
it's the same show that Eli and Peyton Manning did.
There you go, bro. Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. And you know, I love Diana Taurasi, man. She's such a feisty competitor. And she basically saying to Caitlin, like, hey, you know what? This ain't gonna be no easy ride coming over here. You gonna get tested, man. Hey, you playing against 18, 19-year-olds and stuff like that. That's one thing. But coming over here, you know what? That's something different. So, and I really liked it. She got criticized a lot by it, but I don't see why. I'm trying to figure out why. I mean, it's not hate, it's competition at the end of the day.
She's right.
Setting her up, letting her know, hey, this is not how it's gonna go.
She's right.
League next year.
She's right because you know, I think South Carolina just gave us the blueprint. Like, they bumped her all night. She couldn't get through the screens. They face guarded her the whole time. So I mean, why? And the WNBA players are much more savvy, so they're gonna get to her quicker. They're gonna move off her spots quicker. So I don't think Taras was wrong because they're gonna beat her up.
What you think? Oh,
I think at any level when you move up, you will be tested. So it doesn't. It's not. I don't really have too much to say about it. She's moving up. So when I played 14s, it was different with playing with 16s. So freshman is different than JV. JV is different than varsity. It's no different. So she's moving up. She'll be tested, and look forward to seeing how she handles that. But more importantly, one thing she is doing already that nobody has done before her. Ain't no player come out where teams has already changed the venue when she come to town.
absolutely. Yeah, because I checked the Mystics website, and I think their game is already sold out with them already. And she haven't even got drafted by Indiana Fever yet. So that tells you a lot right there. That's what
I'm trying to tell you. Las Vegas already said they changing their venue when they play them the first game of the season or whatever it may be. So the fact that shit is happening speaks for itself. So we all know what part of that reason. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, but I'm not gonna sit here and take away from it because even though she did not win and South Carolina won, she still had what 40, 30 seconds, 30 something.
30.
Yeah, she I want to say she had I want to say 25 or something like that at halftime. Hey, Ricky Morrison said she's not a good defender, but people seriously think she's gonna be dropping 30 a night. Hey man, I'll say this, Ricky. Her game does translate to the WNBA. It translates to the WNBA. Yeah, can she improve on some things and stuff like that? Yeah, she needs to improve in terms of going right because Raven Johnson basically said pretty much there to go right. So there is some things that she can improve on. But let's transition right quick, man, because there's a lot of scuttlebutt saying basically, in the subjective commentary, people's talking about, well, is Caitlin Clark the best? Is she the GOAT of women's college basketball? And I'm like, I'm like, I was trying to figure. I'm like, okay, how do we talk about this? How do we bring this up, or how do I go ahead and flow this with you guys and stuff like that? I want to know. I want to know from your perspective. What do you think? Do you think that Caitlin?
I have no comment. I have no comment on whether or not she's the GOAT. It's not even a conversation, and I'm not wasting our viewers, listeners, and time to even talk about that shit. So I'll let you and B Dubs talk about that shit.
What you got? What you got?
It ain't even no goddamn question. We're talking about is she the GOAT? Not even close. So
right.
Go ahead.
What you think? What you got, B Dub?
I mean, it's all subjective. I don't think so, but it's in the eye of the beholder. If somebody thinks she's a GOAT, that's fine. I don't, but this is almost like you asking somebody what their top 5 list of MCs are. Like that's subjective. Like my list don't have to look like your list, and your list don't have to look like mine. So if somebody thinks she the GOAT, okay, fine, But for me, if you ain't won no titles, you're not the GOAT.
Right. I agree with you 100%, man. Me personally, yeah. My 2 cents is no, she's not the GOAT. You can make an argument, say she's one of the GOATs. But in terms of the GOAT period, no, I'm not going to disrespect Cheryl Miller, Breonna Stewart, Shamika Holdsclaw, Cheryl Swoops, Tina Thompson. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Diane Taurasi, etc. I can keep on going. Maya Moore. I'm not going to do those two. I'm not going to do that to those women, man. They pretty much paved the way.
Yeah, it's tough to say she's the GOAT and she ain't win a national championship. So
exactly.
I just leave it at that.
Yeah, I know, bro. I just want to get you guys' perspective on it. Trust me, bro. I'm thinking
that's exactly what I gave.
Yeah.
Short and sweet.
Right. Exactly. Now, for me, she's one of the most. You can say she's the most impactful, and I'll say she's probably one of the most impactful on and off the court in terms of how bringing attention and awareness to the game of women's college basketball. But to say that the GOAT talk, man, yeah, we just go ahead and need to end that, man. But look here, let's go ahead and transition into that UConn and Purdue game, man, that just took place Monday night. What was your thoughts about that, B Dub?
Well, I thought the game was played like I thought it would be. You know, UConn was much more athletic than Purdue. Purdue ran their sets, and UConn ran a track meet, and the most athletic team won. You know, I think the big man from UConn is much more athletic than Edie, and I think he bullied him. And he moved around a lot better than Edie did. But the game went like I thought it would go because we just couldn't catch him.
Yeah. What you got? Oh, what was your perspective about?
He hit the nail on the coffin. I mean, it's the exact same thing. UConn was just they this was more athletic, and then some of Purdue's guards, they wasn't knocking down threes, and they was off. So they didn't stand a chance in my eyes. So once UConn figured them out a little bit and what they were trying to do to them, and then Hurley just said, "Man, forget all that. Let's just go. Let's just run and get the big man tired, get him in foul trouble." UConn is straight. So I liked everything about. I've always been a Hurley fan. So I think they are going to. It's going to be tough to keep him at UConn. So
you know what, bro? I'm glad you said that. And like I share the same sentiment in terms of what you guys just said as well, man. UConn was just a better team at the end of the day. Their guard play, they was just throwing bodies at you left and right, man. In terms of Edie, man, yeah, mad respect for him, man. He definitely improved this game, bro. He did. Opposed to last year to this year, he improved this game big time. Will this game translate to the NBA? Yeah. You know, not 30, 35, 40 minutes a night, but I got a good 16 minutes a night for him and stuff like that. It depends on what the right team, the team that he's drafted to. But you're absolutely right. Hurley is one of my favorite coaches, man. Before Georgetown hired Pat Ewing, that's who I wanted as coach. I wanted them to pursue Hurley. I think he was at Buffalo. I think he was at Buffalo at the time, either Buffalo or Rhode Island. I cannot remember. But yeah, I wanted to pursue him badly. And from what I heard, he was interested in the job as well. But Georgetown decided to go with Patrick Ewing, which, you know, I wasn't mad at, but unfortunately just didn't work out for both parties. But I do think, bro, that he will stay at UConn because he strikes me as he just listen to him. Oh, he's a Big East guy. You know what I'm saying? He's a Big East guy. He's a Northeastern guy. Yeah. And it just seemed like he just has stronger ties here. Kentucky is not Kentucky anymore. I think Kentucky needs to be appreciative and know where the hell they at right now. You understand what I'm saying? You know, some people just can, they're holding on to the past, and it's not somewhat translating. So it goes back to what me and you talked about the other day when we was talking about John Calipari, and you was basically saying that, hey man, you know what? Look what he's done for these kids and putting them in the NBA and graduating and stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, but you know, these cats in Kentucky, hey, they want to win at the end of the day, man. And if he ain't winning, you know, he gonna be out.
You're right.
But I just don't see Hurley. I just don't see Danny Hurley leaving UConn, something that he's already built and got established for Kentucky.
Well, I didn't say Kentucky. I didn't say Kentucky. I just said I just didn't see him leaving. I didn't say any school. I didn't say what. I didn't say Kentucky. My bad. I didn't say Duke. You know what I mean? If I was Duke, I would fire the head coach there. I would fire the coach there now, Shires, and I would go after him. And I would go after Hurley's brother. I feel like he need I think UConn is a great program. They're gonna continue to keep doing what they're doing, and he's comfortable there. So as long as he's comfortable there, I wish him nothing but the best. I don't have no problem with UConn. I've always been a UConn. I've always liked UConn basketball. So
okay,
I'm cool with it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me and you both, bro. Me and you both. That's a strong program. Do you consider UConn? And this is to both of you. You guys consider UConn a blue blood?
Go ahead, B-Dub.
I think so. And I was going to ask both of you. You know, a lot of people was getting on Hurley about the comments that he made after the championship on stage, it's talking about he's arrogant and blah blah blah. Well, your coach got to have some kind of confidence in the team, right? I don't think what he said was off the wall. He said that UConn basketball ruled the roost for the last 25 years.
I'm not mad at it.
They got 6 titles in the last 25 years.
I'm not mad at it.
They had a couple of down years, but if you can win 6 titles with 3 different coaches, yeah, you doing something. You're doing something. They're definitely a blue blood.
And you know what? I like his strategy, guys, because he has 1 5-star. I think it's Stephon Castle. That's a nice young freshman, man. I don't know, like I said, I don't know if he's coming back, but he has what you call a team. I love it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody know exactly what they need to do. He rotated. He has a nice rotation. That's what you call a team. He utilized that transfer portal like no other, man. So that's something that Calipari need to pay attention to, man, because I love the way he sets his teams up. And I posted a video the other day. I don't know if you saw it. It was basically it was a practice of his, and I'm talking about Danny Hurley or what have you. He said, man, he said his practices are hell. He runs his practices very hard, and he grind them very hard. So game time, it'll be easy for him.
He's not the first coach to do that. There's been plenty of coaches do that. So I'm not going to sit up here and give him credit for that shit. There's been plenty of coaches doing that type of stuff. If you're a good coach, you should know that. I don't care if you're coaching Pee Wee League. That shit don't matter. Everybody know that. You gotta practice. You gotta have great practices, and you gotta go hard in practice. So that way the games become easier than you. A good Pee Wee League coach know that. So I'm not giving him no credit on that shit. So not at all. Period. And as far as you talking about Calipari dealing with 18-year-old freshmen, right? And I don't care if you come in, if B-Dub comes over and he was at Syracuse and now he come over to Georgetown and me and you are at Georgetown. If we don't welcome him in with open arms, and if say, okay, well, I'm a dial my game back. So I was getting 20 shots. Now I might only get 12 or 14 because B-Dub got to get 5 of mine and he gonna have to get 5 of yours. So that's 10 shots that both of us had to give up. You got to sacrifice something in order to be a team. I don't care who transfers. It don't matter. Transfer portal or all 5 freshmen coming in. Okay, you have to sacrifice. You're gonna have to somebody is going to have to sacrifice something that they used to be the man at. The Fab Five showed us that 30 years ago. Stephen Jackson, King, they sacrifice. So if you do not sacrifice, if you get 18-year-olds to come on like Calipari's been doing, and they aren't sacrificing, then that's what you get. Period.
But isn't that on Calipari? He's the head coach.
Calipari. Calipari can only do so much. He
recruited him.
You got it.
No, hey, bro. I mean, look. I
got you. I hear what you're saying, but what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, a coach can tell me, "Hey, Omar, get the ball to Boogie, whatever his name is, Cousins down low." If I don't pass him the ball, if I'm the point guard and I don't pass him the ball, and I say, "Shit, hey, B-Dub, we're gonna keep getting our shots up." I don't know. He can get it. He can get some rebounds. Shit, I ain't running no through him. Here you go, B-Dub. Me and B-Dub, we still doing our thing. What do you mean? So how is that? So Calipari, all he can do is take me out and sit me down and bench me for a while. But then again, I'm gonna come right back in the game and I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing.
Okay.
So
Okay. Yeah.
So no, I don't think a point guard. I don't think that point guard can. I don't think it's on the coach. I think it's on the players. I've always been a player guy. A coach can only do so much, and then it's on the players. That's just my personal opinion. That's just me.
I respect that, and to combat that, if it's NBA, my personal opinion, if it's NBA, you're right. It's on the players. We all grown. We're all professionals at the end of the day. You know exactly what you need to do. But from a high school collegiate standpoint, it's on the coach as well. I recruited you for a reason, right? And you're right. And I see the same thing that he did with Devin Booker. Devin Booker was a hell of a talent. I think Devin Booker came off the bench.
Yes, he did. Right? He did not start one game.
He bought into it. So I'm just thinking that someone of Calipari's stature, if that is the case, or what have you, to make your team better. Well, we saw it this year with Dillingham. Dillingham was a hell of a talent. He came off the bench as six man, stuff like that, averaged 15 points a game. Look where he's at right now, going to the draft, probably top 5 pick, lottery pick already. So I mean, when it comes to that, in my opinion, I think it's all on the coach. I call the shots at the end of the day. If I tell you I think this is the best for the team, and you don't think it's the best for the team, then you have options at the end of the day. You can transfer out.
I was gonna say, there you go. That's why you do the transfer stuff. So
you transfer. But what's your point in terms of that, B Dizzle?
Well, I'm gonna lean toward O-Dog on this one because when you have, let's just take basketball for example. Well, it can go for baseball and football. You know what I'm saying? Like if you got 5 guys, you send 5 guys on the court. Them 5 guys dictate what's happening between them lines. Like you could tell me all day as a point guard, hey, I need you to feed it to O-Dog on the wing. I need you to feed it to blah, blah, blah down low. But if I choose not to do it, then I control the game. So I think the players do have to have some sort of accountability because it can't be all on the coach. The coach can drop a perfect play, a perfect game plan. But if your player's not executing it, then you got to find some more players. I mean, the coach is ultimately accountable for the team. But if you got 2-3 guys doing their own thing, then either they're gonna stay there, or the coach gonna get fired, or the coach gonna stay there, and the players got to go. It's gonna be one of those two.
Great, perfect example. University of North Carolina, right? You had the guard leave this year, Love, right? He went to University of Arizona, correct?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Where they was having off the court troubles that they brought on the court. So now coach is calling the play. Coach is calling the play for him, but the point guard or the Love ain't passing the ball to him, and he ain't passing the ball to him because they got some off the court problems.
Yeah,
sure.
Oh, that's the coach's fault. That's the coach's fault. I recruited these guys, but you can't, because you recruit somebody, that don't necessarily mean you know how they gonna end up or how they gonna play. You hope that they're gonna get along with the team. You hope that they're gonna fit in or whatever, right, and be your type of guy.
Right.
But you
have control. But and I get you. You guys, great perspective.
You have control. You have control over if he plays or not. You're right.
Correct.
But you don't have control over what he does when he's on the court. All you can do is say, hey, don't shoot that 3. Well, if B-Dub shoots that 3, man, the Omar, I told you don't pass. But man, look here, man. B-Dub hot. That's my man. He got goals and dreams and aspirations to make it to the league. I'm gonna feed this motherfucker. Give a fuck about what Fredo, the coach, said. We don't see. That's what I'm saying. We don't know how these players from Kentucky was thinking with the Calipari thing. You know what I'm saying? But right. I bet you we'll find out when we see how many players go when he go to Arkansas. Let's see how many players go with him.
So speaking of that, man, great segue. So speaking of that, man, what are you guys' thoughts about Calipari leaving Kentucky for Arkansas? Starting with you, B.
Well, I mean, you can kind of see the writing on the wall for the past couple of years. I mean, if you Kentucky and you are, one of the, let's just call it 8 premier programs in the country, but every year you go to the tournament, you leaving in the first or second round, and I'm supposed to be a top 15 coach in the country. At some point, the administration is going to say, okay, something got to give. Either you're going to have to forget this one and done crap, or you got to go. And I think they gave him some grace, and they didn't put the mud on his face. They let him kind of walk out, but he
30 million reasons why.
I think he was going to go anyway.
Well, that's because of $30 million, B-Dub.
Correct.
Exactly.
Right, because if they fired him, they owed him 30. So they kept pressuring him, kept talking about him, kept doing whatever, kept doing this, and that. He said, no problem. I'll go to Arkansas. Billionaires. I got 2 billionaires over there.
Facts.
I'm good. No problem.
Facts.
Jerry Jones on his line, heavy. Come on. One of his buddies, big time alumni, booster. Come on. Take this program back to where Nolan used to have it back in the day.
Sure.
Who?
Yeah,
So,
man, and O said it best, man. That's what I was thinking about, man. When I was speaking about Kentucky, I'm like, I get it. You're a blue blood, man. I mean, I get that, man. But sometimes you got to appreciate what you really have for real. Because now, who are you gonna get?
yeah,
The
let's
coach
see.
of Alabama is not leaving. He already said he ain't going nowhere.
Let's see what Kentucky about. Duke finding out the hard way, right? Duke finding out the hard way. They get all these. Ain't nobody say nothing about Duke. All these recruits they getting top players, top recruits, top whatever 100 top player in the country. So let's see what they do. Let's see what he does.
Yeah,
Let's see what the young man does.
exactly.
Man, listen, you got to be able to get the young men to play together. I'm telling you. I don't care who you are, what coach you are. You got to get the young men to believe in this program, in the system, and to play together. If not, it will not work. I don't care what level you're on. You can go to an AAU game. You can go to a whatever game. It don't matter. That's why some AAU teams don't beat other AAU teams because they you just quick little, okay, they just gonna play together for the weekend. But this other AAU team been playing together. What's up, KG? This other AAU team been playing together for the last 3 years since they was freshmen in high school. Every summer. Now it's their time. They don't care who you even. They might not have the best players, but it don't matter. They know how to play together.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same shit in the secondary. It's the same thing in the secondary. You got to have 4 or 5. I got to know where B-Dub is thinking without him even telling me. If he going to jump that 3-step route, I got to know I got to be over the top. KG that's watching right now, he got to know he got to get to the post. When you play with people like that and you know each other without talking and you understand, right? When you understand, man, I'm telling you, you go out there and you got a chance. You got a chance. So
hey guys, let me ask you this while we talking about this, man. Because you made a great point, but it goes back to what we always talk about. With this NIL and transfer portal, man. It seemed like, man, it seemed like it's hard to navigate through. You know what I'm saying? I read something the other day. They said it's like 2,500, 3,000 transfer portals. Transfers in the portal right now. 2,500 to 3,000 basketball players is in the transfer portal right now. How do you I don't know. You guys play big time sports. You B-Dub, you was a track athlete. You played on the gridiron, you know what I'm saying, cornerback, everything, played professionally. I just want to know you guys' perspective in today's term as a coach. How would you navigate through that?
go ahead, B-Dub.
Well, okay, so first of all, I'm not against NIL, and if the players can get their endorsements and get bread, because one of the stupid things is that the NCAA still don't allow athletes to work, and I never understood that. But at any rate, if they can do what they do, that's fine. But it's harder for fans to stomach college sports now, because let's just take college basketball. While we in college basketball, like, nobody knows who's playing. Like, when we were growing up, if I was going to turn on a Duke game, I knew Leitner, Hill, Brian Hill, Hurley, and I forgot who, but I knew the lineup. Like, right. If I was going to watch North Carolina, I knew it was Rasheed Wallace, Stackhouse, Jameson, Ed Cota, and I can't remember. But right. At any rate,
we know where you're going. Go, yeah.
Right. So it's hard for the fan to stomach even college football. Like, I don't know these guys that are on the field. I knew he was at Ohio State last year, but now he playing for Florida State.
Yeah,
so
right.
I don't know who's who. And so, with the coaches, I think they're kind of hamstrung because, this is the system that they have. And some coaches are doing better with it, a la Deion Sanders. He understands what the system is. And coaches like my coach at Clemson, Dabo Swinney, he's not doing well because he hasn't embraced the system yet.
Right.
So until when Dabo start getting slapped up, he gonna realize, oh, well, maybe I need to go and do this because that's how everybody else is winning. Because at the end of the day, they still count points at the end of the game. And if
Right.
you don't have more points than the other team, you lose. So these coaches are gonna have to figure out how to win with the system that we have. You might not like NIL, so what? That's the system that we have. So
Right.
I mean, the coaches just have to figure it out.
Right. Oh, I want to ask. I want to ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
You played football at a high level, man.
Mm-hmm.
To the point where some can dream of, right?
Bless.
I want to ask. I want to ask you this from a coach's perspective.
Mm-hmm.
What's more important to you, bro? Talent or IQ? And why?
That's a great question. What's more important to me, talent or IQ? To me, what's more important to me is discipline.
Okay.
Okay, so just because you're smart, they don't know that sometimes you could be too smart. And just because you are super, super talented, sometimes you can rely on your talents and be like, hey, I'm fast, it doesn't matter. But the discipline, right? Sometimes a smart guy is not going, he's going to take some guesses and he's going to be like, well, B-Dub, he keep running this such and such route. Well, you know, the logistics say I should jump this one, right? Because it's third and whatever. But the discipline, because the discipline guy will say, no, it's a 3-step drop, right? Or the discipline guy will say, no, it's a change of possession. And after change of possession, 9 times out of 10, they like to take a deep shot. You understand what I mean by it? You see the difference? It's the difference between discipline. Because sometimes the smart and hopefully the smart guy is disciplined, right? So I guess if I would have to pick either one, I would take the kid that's disciplined because I know he's gonna be exactly where and I know where he is going to be every time, right? And sometimes, you know, a lot of us guys that are talented or guys that are talented, we be like, man, they putting this up, man, such they putting this white boy in front of me, or they putting this other guy in front of me. Like, man, damn, why, man, he ain't better than me. No, he's not better than you. But on third down, when they run that, you know what I'm saying? When they run that counter trap, he not chasing. Or when they run that pump and go on third down, he not jumping it. You understand what I'm saying? Sometimes if I need him to be at 12, he ain't gonna be at 12 and a half. He's not gonna be at 13. He's not gonna be at 14. He's gonna be at 12 every damn time, whether he gets the ball or he doesn't get the ball.
Right.
And if you have 11 people or 5 doing that, you're gonna win. You're gonna win.
Good point,
you're gonna win. So yeah, sometimes you know, hopefully you can interchange them, right? I can get the talent to buy into the IQ part. I can get the IQ guy. I can help him with his talent, right? But sometimes you could be the smartest motherfucker in the world, and I run 4.2 and you a 4.5. I'm just gonna run past your ass, and that don't take time. That ain't nothing smart about that. Bitch, I'm just gonna run past you, and there's nothing you can do about it. I'm running a go, or I'm running a post. Now you better back up. What you gonna do?
Right.
There you go. So yeah, that's just my take on it. My bad, B-Dub.
That's a great take, bro. B, what's your perspective on it, man? Like I said, I know you're into sports and stuff like that, but put your coach's hat on. Which is more important to you when coaching? Is it IQ overall, or is it talent?
No, I think, of course, you have to have a blend of both. But you know, I tell my son all the time, you know, talent can only take you so far. You can always learn more. You know, there are always nuances that you can learn. You know, if you know, I tell my son, you know, if he hits and he's on base, I tell him, watch the pitcher, watch his nuances. Sometimes he'll hold the glove a certain way if he getting ready to throw a curveball. So that means, you might can get a better jump if you're gonna steal. You know what I'm saying? But there's certain things that you can learn. Like if like Odell was saying, you know, if he runs a 4.2, that's fine. He can get to the bag quickly, but it's what you do to anticipate you getting to the bag. You know what I'm saying? And once the catcher throws the ball and you are heading towards second, you got to figure out which way you're gonna slide. You can't slide the same way every time. You got to know if the ball is on the outside of the bag to slide on the inside, or if the ball is high, you take a low slide. Like there's a lot of stuff that you can learn along with your talent.
Yep.
Like your talent is going to be that. You know what I'm saying? If you can crush the ball 475 feet, you got to know what happens when you crush the ball and hit the wall. Can I make that turn to make it to second, or is the fielder going to get it quickly? And so I just got to stop it first. Like you just can't be a dummy.
Facts. I think you got to have a little bit of both, man. I think your team, you got to have a little bit of both. You know,
okay,
that's just my personal opinion.
No, man, great perspective from both of you guys. This is my last question before we end it for the night, man. And this is for both of you, starting with you, first. Okay, what is important to you? Visual or analytics? And visual. The reason why I'm asking you this is this, because I'm going to something.
Okay.
Like we got an upcoming NFL draft coming up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And are you the type of person that's analytic driven in terms of, the numbers don't, you know what I'm saying? The numbers support this and stuff like that. All right, I already got an idea where you going with it. But are you like, no, my eyes told me this. This is what I see. You know what I'm saying? This is the best. Caleb Williams is the best quarterback here. The second best quarterback is here. I don't know how this guy jumped up from the second round all the way into the third round from a quarter, you know what I'm saying, to the third overall pick as a quarterback. I'm saying that to say, like, how do you view the game? You view the game analytically or from a visual standpoint?
Vision, film, how they process stuff. Period. That's no long answer. No long answer, brother.
Right. Oh,
okay. I don't care about numbers. I've done it at the highest level. I've trained motherfuckers that don't know how to backpedal, that played at Georgia, Alabama, LSU, and whatever. And they look at me and they say, "Damn, how you, man, you so." I'm like, no, how did you play in the SEC? Or how did you play at whatever school you played at? And you don't even know how to get in a decent stance. You don't even know how to get in the stands. You making $5 million, I'm making nothing. Explain that. So the bottom line is that is it. I think the league will always is more of an analytics. You know what I mean? Like you said, Fredo, it's about the upside. You know, he's a 42. He can do this. He's a 4. Well, give me a guy that's a 4.5 or 4.4, a high 4.4 guy. That is a technician in his skill set when it comes to playing defensive back instead of a 4.2 guy that looks super fast when he's catching up. It's you understand what I'm saying? It don't that 4.2 speed ain't nothing besides when you got to catch somebody. Give me the young man from Michigan. That's who I would take first off the board. That young man number 0 from Michigan. He is a technician. He will play. I'm telling you right here on the No Cap Sports Show podcast, he'll play a nickel corner and he'll play at least 10, 15 years. I guarantee you at least 10 years in the league, barring no injuries. I forgot his name. I forgot his name. Yeah, I forgot his name. But he's a dog. But yeah, that's my take. Always visual.
Your perspective, B Dizzle.
I'm
analytics or you
well. I'll translate this to baseball. So if you have runners on first and second and it's 1 out, and then you got a guy come to the plate and you saying, oh well, he hits the best in the top right corner if the pitch is 90 miles an hour or faster. No, I don't care nothing about that. I want to know if you can hit the ball hard and drive in these runs. I don't care nothing about if he can hit a curveball at this percentage or hit a fastball. No, I need these runs. I need to know if you can get in the box and hit the ball hard. That don't mean, you know, you can't, like, I can't stand all this exit velocity and all. I don't care about none of that. Like, if you can hit the ball 100 miles an hour coming off the bat, but you popping it up, you know what it's called? It's called a loud out. Okay.
Right.
I don't care nothing about that. I need to see if you're gonna hit it in the gap, score these runs. That analytic stuff is cool, but nah, it's got to be the eye test. Like, I gotta see what you can do.
Yeah, I just and good perspective, guys. I just be listening to these NFL pundits and NBA pundits and stuff like that, and it's like everything is analytically driven. I'm like, and it's like this is the time of year where it's lying season, right? Oh well, Jaden, the quarterback of LSU. Well, you know, we're worried about his weight and stuff like that, and you know, and he doesn't do he throws outside of the hashes and stuff like that. I've never seen him throw, you know what I'm saying, over the middle or what have you. I'm like, look at the film, man. What I'm not understanding. What are you looking at? And then they compare him to a JJ McCarthy from Michigan, right? And it's like, well, yeah, and if I had to pick, I would pick, you know, JJ McCarthy ahead of him, you know, and it wouldn't be it'd be by a landslide. I'm like, I'm not understanding what film are y'all looking at. This guy played. This guy, huh?
Well, go ahead. No, finish. Go ahead. Finish.
I'm like, this guy played in the SEC, one of the toughest division.
Yep.
I mean, he put that team on his back, and I'm not just saying him. I'm just using this as an example. And I'm like,
yeah, he definitely didn't put that team on his back. That motherfucker got two guys, two. He might have three guys going the first round. So guaranteed.
Two wide receivers and
two wide receivers and the O line and a quarterback. He might have four guys going the first two rounds. So he definitely would. That's LSU, brother. So he ain't putting nothing on his back. All he had to do was go and make plays and make throws. That's the reason why he went.
You agree? You will agree to say that he's improved vastly opposed to where he was.
I thought he was a beast at Arizona State as a true freshman. Wow. So I've always liked the young man's game. I always liked the young man's game, and I thought that when he went to the SEC, I thought it was a challenge for him, and it was his first year, and he responded well. I like the young man. I did not think he was the Heisman winner. That's just me.
Who did you have?
Shit. Who did I have? No, who else was it? Who came in second?
Oh my gosh.
Was it the defensive player? No.
Nah, it was who was in the final? It was
my man from Oregon.
Oh, Bo Nix.
Bo Nix? Yeah, Bo Nix.
Well, I definitely didn't think Justin was going to win it, but Daniels to win it. But no, I like Daniels' game, and as far as that nonsense goes, as far as weight and all that stuff, he played in the SEC, so that's, you know, no disrespect to the Lord. It wasn't like he played in a FBS or, you know, something like that at Delaware or, you know, a smaller school, Villanova. He played at the big level. He did what he had to do. All those guys that's getting ready to get drafted in the first round were guys he already played against. So I don't have a problem with that. But these announcers and these so-called sports writers, they're gonna do whatever they got to do. You also have to understand, if I'm an agent, I'm kicking him a little money to talk more about my guy. I know that for a fact.
Oh,
I seen that live. Yeah.
That's breaking news right there. I didn't even know that happened, bro.
Agents, if I'm an agent and I'm cool with Mel, look, I don't need you to boost him up, you know, at too high, but I definitely need you to give him a, you know, I can't give you a meal, but I can give you about I give you a quarter of a meal for my guy that's a lower round pick, and I want to make him, you know, maybe a third round guy. Just to put him as one of your hidden gems. Why you think they always say, do you got any hidden gems? And they come with a guy, wherever. And next thing you know, the agent, that's the kids, the agent that's representing the kid, the agent went to school with somebody that's, you know, Louis Riddock. Not saying Louis Riddock that, because I love Louis Riddock. Right. He's a monster. But my whole point is, it's a lot of shit like that goes on as well. You know, a lot of times then agents tell you, hey, man, talk bad about my guy. talk bad about him, so he won't go to a certain particular team. You know what I mean? Or he don't like Chicago. Motherfucker ain't never been to Chicago. Motherfucker from what they call it? Gadney, South Carolina. You know what I'm saying, B-Dub? Ain't never been to Chicago. But that's where they, it's a lot of that goes on as well. So
damn, bro.
Yeah, that's, for sure.
Hey, man, you just dropped a couple.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of agents do that. So they, anything you can do. So it is what it is.
Wow, man. What you got, B-Dub?
The last thing I wanted to chime in, and this kind of goes back to when we were talking about the men's tournament, and I think it's a good piggyback when we talk about the eye test, when we talk about being visual. Let's talk about Buddy from Purdue, Edie. A lot of people saying his game not going to translate. Well, let's just look at the championship game. I personally don't think that he's going to be a bust. He ain't fit to give you 30 and 20 a night. He might be double machine. He might give you 15 and 10. But if we strictly looking at his game, he's not the big man people are looking for now. He number one, he can't stretch the floor because he's not going to be fast enough to get out and get back in. He's going to have to go to a team that runs an inside out offense. And he's going to need a point guard that's not ball dominant, because if he gets a point guard that's ball dominant, he's going to starve. He needs a point guard like Mike Conley, who is looking to give the ball first. He get a point guard like Russell Westbrook, he ain't going to never score.
Right.
Because when Russell Westbrook runs the offense, it's an outside in offense. Like they might punch it to the big man, but he got to get it back out real quick. If you're not a big like Luka or Wemby or Dirk or Karl Anthony Towns, like he's just gonna be in the post. Yeah, he's not gonna shoot you a three in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I think he'll be a decent player, but just like you said, you got to look at it. Like all them analytics about that, you can study that, but if you look at the game, look at the championship game. Like they was too fast for him. He's not gonna be able to run a pick and roll on the top of the key. He's gonna have to be at the free throw line running the pick and roll. You know what I'm saying?
That's gonna hurt him. On the next level.
I also thought he would be more of a fucking defensive, a presence.
Yeah. Shot block.
Damn. Yeah, bro. You 7.
Yeah, he got a couple in there, but you're right, man. From a consistent standpoint, it wasn't consistent at all.
Yeah, I thought
Castle was making him look stupid. Castle was making him look bad.
Yeah. And I don't think he that good. He's just the game changing, man. To be big, you got to be big and handle the ball. It's guys that same size, handling the ball, pulling. The game is changing, man.
It's 5 out. 5 out. That's what they doing. 5 out. So you know what I'm saying. But yeah, his game, to a degree, it will translate. It would translate in the NBA. But again, he's not gonna get no heavy minutes and nothing like that. I see anywhere between 15, 16 minutes a game for him. Sure. And like I said, if somebody like a Miami Heat get him or something like that, I'm like, okay, I can see, that's such a strong organization. I can see them, you know what I'm saying, putting them in some good situations and stuff like that. But we'll see at the end of the day. Look here, folks. Great day gonna show today. Hey, B-Dubs, man, you did your thing, man. What was it easy? Wasn't it easy, bro?
Man, I loved it.
Yeah, you got that HBCU
y'all have me back, I'll be back.
I see you with that HBCU hat on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's what's
Shout
up.
out to South Carolina State. Shout out to Claflin.
South Carolina State. Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. Yes, sir. Shout out to South Carolina State.
Yeah, they had some dogs down there.
Shout out to the South Carolina Gamecocks, the champions.
Yes, sir.
Even though I'm a Clemson Tiger, I'm gonna give props where they do.
B-Dub, can I ask you one quick question? If you had to sum it up real quick, Fredo, we got time. Can I ask you one quick question? What is going on down there in Clemson? What if you had to sum it up real quick? I know we touched a little bit about the Dabo thing. What is going on? Is it that he's just stuck in his ways and he won't like you said, he won't adjust? Because you guys are still getting good top recruits, Like this young man is y'all just the corner that just ran a 4.2 something. You know, like y'all still getting good recruits. Y'all had a guy come from Maryland last year that the D lineman that went, you know, I think he was LA Raiders or some team, LA Chargers, whatever. The D lineman that came out of Clemson. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
and
so
I know we got there and Murphy. We picked him up like the 5th or 6th round. Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. Do you know what coaching tree Dabo came from?
Yeah.
Nick Saban's.
Say no more.
Nick Saban.
But Nick Saban adjusted though.
Nick Saban didn't really adjust. Nick Saban did not like the portal. And Dabo doesn't either. Dabo's a real traditional coach. He's loyal to his players. You know, you can look at what happened with DJ Ulungale. He left him as a starting quarterback, and he was loyal to him.
Right.
And the ship kind of went to the left a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Dabo has got to utilize the portal more than he has.
Gotcha.
That's the only way. That's the only way he's gonna get the talent. I understand he wanna get him homegrown and all that type of stuff, but you know that homegrown stuff. I mean, hey, it's just like a plant. A plant take time to grow. He needs fertilizer really fast, and so he's got to go get the talent, and that's what's happening.
Gotcha.
I'll say this. I'll say this in defense of Saban. Yeah, Saban didn't like the transfer portal. He didn't like it. He didn't like the NIL or what have you. But he did adjust to it. He adjusted to it. We got players out the portal. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and we lost a few players to the portal. What have you? He adjusted. He just
y'all lost more than a few, brother. Y'all this year y'all had 20.
Well, we lost especially after he left. You know what I'm saying? After he left, we lost probably like they're going 25 people.
Yeah, people had to go.
But since then, we've been gaining steam a little bit. So we'll see this upcoming football season, man. Hey, give me your last thoughts before we end out, bro. And I'm talking to you.
Yeah, go be Dub.
You know what? Like I said, man, I appreciate y'all. You know, I'm okay. So not bragging, but I will be on the grounds of Augusta National tomorrow.
Nice.
I think Tiger tees off at 1:42. Okay. So I plan on checking out Tiger Woods tomorrow at the Masters. This is my first time being at the Masters. So I have to give y'all an update on how that is when
awesome, brother. Enjoy, man.
But yeah, man, I'm grateful that y'all had me on. I appreciate it. You know, I know a little bit about sports. So
you know more than a little bit, bro. We can tell.
So whenever y'all want to have me back,
you held your own just like you held it in the comments, bro. So
we appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, man.
Definitely appreciate you, man. And yeah, it is safe to say that this isn't your last time, man. So
all
right, cool.
We got to get you on here with the whole crew on here so we can really talk some shit and get it going.
Yeah, it is
for sure. You already know.
Y'all gonna have to send me some. Y'all gonna have to send me some go-go music down to South Carolina.
I'm gonna let Fredo take care of that.
Hey, your boy got you, man. I got something coming your way, man. All right, you ain't got to worry about that, man. Any last thoughts? Oh, before we go ahead and family.
No, just looking forward to this NBA playoffs, man, and you know, just hope we see some good games. And it's crazy that to see Golden State and the Lakers in the play-in 10-9, right? It's crazy. The NBA is changing.
The most dangerous teams, aren't they, in the West? Aren't they two of the most dangerous teams that you don't want to play in the West?
The NBA is changing. That's all I'm gonna say. So
you're absolutely right, bro.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
Yeah, me and you as well, family. Well, look here, man. Hey, it was another dope episode of the No Cap Sports Show, as usual. To all the viewers and listeners, we appreciate you. You can catch this episode on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. With that being said, good night and God bless.
Salute.
No Cap Sports Show.